Earlier in the show, we showed these before photos of 3 women who have thinning hair. All 3 are searching for ways to pump up that volume. And joining us now is celebrity hairstylist to stars like Ariana Grande, Christina Aguilera, and Shay Mitchell. Please welcome Chris Appleton to the show.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
And so, Chris, I'm glad you're here because you did a few different things. And we're going to start with our first model here and have you tell us what exactly you did.
Do you know, what I wanted to do was basically show how we can make fine hair look thicker instantly, because that's my job. So the first model we had, as you can see the before and after, there's quite a big transformation. This is just our own hair, and what we did is we cut it into a style called the lob. So this is basically a really blunt, long bob that just kind of skims the shoulder, but it instantly transforms the hair and gives it like a fullness effect by, I'd say, at least 50%. But I think a lot of the mistakes that women make is they have this long, sort of skinny, traily hair. Fine hair, you know, it's only a fiber, so it sort of doesn't take so well to color, heat styling, even the weather. You know, the weather changes makes a huge difference. So you end up with these kind of very thin, traily pieces of hair. So we literally just lobbed it off into a really blunt finish, and instantly it was full and thick, and it just looked like it had a facelift. It kind of revitalized the whole hair.
It looks great. Now let's bring up these before and afters. What is this?
Oh, look at the ponytail on the left. Looks sad. So with this, I mean, you know, a lot of celebrities go for ponytails because it's a really kind of dramatic look. It lifts their face, and you know, everyday consumer likes to kind of follow that look. But one of my #1 problems when doing this look is most people's hairlines are not full and not thick. So there's usually gaps in the hairlines, and you know, they can either look like they're thinning slightly. So what I wanted to do is show you how I use this on 90% of my clients. I use the Color Wow Root Touch-Up powder, where you basically just dab it in between any gaps, so all around the hairline, and it basically transforms the hairline and makes you like you've got a full head of hair. And trust me, the hairline makes all the difference. I also added a hairpiece, so I kind of added a ponytail, which is really...
I was going to say, the ponytail is a lot longer there.
More hair there.
Yeah, it really did transform. I mean, this is affordable. You can get them for like, you know, $10 up to, you can pay thousands. It really is up to you and you know, your price bracket. But for a standard color, it's very cheap. And if you're going out, it's a great way of just kind of pump up the volume and add an instant quick fix.
All right, Chris, last but not least.
Wow.
Yes. So this was all about working with what you've got. So we've looked at the haircut, which is a bit more of a commitment. We've looked at adding hair pieces, as in a ponytail and thinning out the hairline. This is just purely styling. So as you can see, before the hair was quite flat, quite limp. She had just washed it and dried it, and she really struggled with getting volume in the hair. Now, what I did is, in quite a few easy techniques, is kind of plump up the hair by, I would say, you know, there's a big 60% difference in volume. I actually used a really old-fashioned technique that we used to use backstage at the fashion weeks and, you know, models, and we used like sort of little crimpers. So you remember the old-fashioned crimpers from the 80s, that big old drama hair? But what we do is we basically just do it on the underneath at the root. So we just clamp through all the roots of the underneath and leave the top layer out smooth, and you instantly get that width in the hair. Yeah? And then to finish off with, I just added a hairpiece in the crown. So it was just a little crown piece, small sort of saucer size, so it wasn't sort of too big, in the crown. And again, that kind of just gave you that little bit more fullness.
And Chris, what I love is you're showing techniques to make your hair look thicker.